Are home buyers waiting for 2026 to buy a home? If so, that can mean opportunities for you if you've been searching for a home here on California's Central Coast. I'm seeing price changes, new listings, and you still have a little bit of time left in 2025. We're going to talk about all what's going on in the market here on the Central Coast in the past week right now. By the way, if we haven't met, my name is Denise Dresbach, and I am a California licensed real estate agent located in Morro Bay, California, on the beautiful Central Coast. We're going to talk about market data, new listings, and price changes, and we're going to go over all of that right now. All right, so if you are a subscriber and you caught last week's update, you would have heard me say that the numbers are kind of flat, kind of boring, nothing exciting going on. And I have to say, looking at this past week, it's kind of the same story. We have a lot of numbers that look the same as the prior weeks. There isn't anything too exciting going on. Maybe the median close price dropped a bit, but most of the other numbers are fairly similar to the prior update. So what I will say is today is November 10th, 2025. So that is totally understandable as we get into the winter time, end of season, or I should say end of year, getting into the holiday season. We're going to start seeing this kind of thing, and we are. So I'll go over these numbers really quickly, and we're looking at the Central Coast of California. This is San Luis Obispo County, and I focus mostly on the coastal towns, but we're going to talk a little bit about SLO County as a whole. So starting off with active number of coastal, that number is basically the same. It dropped a couple from last week's update. There are 251 active properties right now on November 10th here on the Central Coast. And when I'm talking about coastal properties, I'm really focused usually on this channel around Morro Bay, Cayucos, Osos, Cambria, and then as well as those lower locations or southern locations like Pismo Beach, Avila Beach, Arroyo Grande, Oceano, and Grover Beach. So 251 opportunities there for you. And of those price changes in the last 7 days, there were 28. Very similar to the prior week's update, there were 29. And I am going to go over those listings, those price changes. I'm going to share my screen, and that's something new I started last week. I haven't really received any feedback if people like that or not. So if you have feedback, I would be happy to hear it. Comment below, or you can always reach out to all my contact information that is shared in description, comments, and on the screen. So 28 price changes, we'll take a look at those, as well as the new listings that have come on the last week. So I'll share my screen and show you those as well in the second half of this video. But there were 24 new listings that I'm seeing that came up here on the Central Coast, and 6 of those are coming soon. So we'll take a look at those next. And then for pending, there were 14. That number came down a bit. There were 20 the prior update. And for closed, that number went up a little bit, 21, very close to the prior update as well, though I sound like a broken record here. But you get the idea. 21 properties closed, and of those 21, it looks like the median close price was under $855,000, which is quite a drop. Usually we're in like the upper nines or over $1 million. So the last week of those closings, the median price was actually $853,500. So that's pretty interesting. And, you know, it just shows you that there are opportunities out there. And as properties sit and we get to the end of the year and prices are reducing, this gives you, you know, a better hand on maybe getting a little bit of a deal. So with that, I will say that for the active number of SLO County, again, 678 active properties. So if you're looking in the entire county, you know, I cover those coastal towns, but I'm also working in the entire county. And so you have 678 total to take a look at. And price changes, exactly the same number. There were 61 in the last 7 days. So that's very interesting. I'm looking at these numbers thinking, deja vu, right? But again, it's getting to the end of the year. We're getting to those holiday seasons. Canceled, expired, withdrawn, and hold. There were 20, and actually almost half of those were canceled. So that goes along with the story here as we get down to the end of the year. People are canceling their sales. They have decided we're going to maybe changed our mind. We're not going to sell. We're going to wait till spring. We're going to do this, that, and the other, whatever it is. Almost half of those were canceled listings. So that's your Monday Market Snapshot. And now we're going to talk about new listings and price changes. So if at any time you have questions, whether they're small questions, easy questions, or difficult questions, or if you just want to chat about real estate or the Central Coast, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here for you, and I can't wait for you to reach out. Okay, so let's take a look at these listings now. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at the Central Coast of California. These are new listings from the past 7 days. Today is November 10th, 2025. Past few days have been very interesting in weather. We've had a day of 85, then we've had full-on fog, cold, chilly breezes, and then it warmed up again, and then we had fog. It's just sort of like every day is a new surprise. There were king tides as well, so I actually recorded a video when I did it. I did go to an open house. There was a new listing in Cambria that is walking distance to Moonstone Beach Drive and Moonstone Beach and the boardwalk and all that. So I did share a little bit of that information as well as some of the waves. Wow, they were so powerful. It was amazing to see. But the home itself is under $1 million. It's a block from all that action, and you've got a pretty big size lot, 8,500, just over 8,500 square foot lot. So if you've been looking for something that's close to the beach in Cambria, under $1 million, that'd be a great one to check out. It is a vintage home, so it's got a lot of character, and I think it was 2-bedroom, 1-bath. But opportunities there. So location, you can't beat it. Now, let's see. Here we are. This is Central Coast, and we are going to start up at the top. And first, I just have to get through my regular disclaimers. These are not my listings. These are listings provided by CRMLS, and this is a public link that I will also share in the description. So if you want to later on check out what's new in the past 7 days, you can do that. If you want a more refined search result, maybe you want more than 7 days, maybe you want just a certain location, feel free to reach out. I can get that to you. It's real easy to do. Just toss it your way. So yeah, let me know. For now, that's my statement. So not my listings. These are other brokerages and other agents' listings that came up in the last 7 days. We're just going through to see what's out there, how much stuff is, and, you know, give you an idea of what's going on in the market here on the Central Coast. And finally, we'll do the same thing with price changes. I'll provide that link, and we'll do that next. So this is the new listings, and then I'm going to show you the price changes. So just stuff that's been decreased over the past week, and that's really what the Monday Market Snapshot is focused on, is the past week. So again, if you want more details, more info, I'm happy to provide that information. Okay, let's start in Cambria. As I mentioned, there is a home that is close to Moonstone Beach Drive. And what do you know? There it is. So this home is listed for $950,000, and it is listed, it was listed last week. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and it's 733 square feet according to this listing here. And you can see that it's a nice big lot. Let me show you the actual individual listing here. So you can see it's a nice big lot here, and if you look at the map, I was gonna say calendar, that doesn't make any sense. If you look at the map, you can see where it's located along Highway 1 and then this main stretch here that gets you to Moonstone Beach Drive. So you're less than a block really from all the action. You can see the waves from your front yard. Even one of the bedrooms you could look out and I can see waves out of the window. And this part of Highway 1 is actually fairly quiet compared to other parts of Highway 1. So that's something to consider, but you know, always interesting to go check it out, maybe drive by, or if you want to tour it, let me know and I'll let you, I'll get you in and we'll take a look. So that's that one for $950,000, and you can see that it is on a lot size of over 8,500 square feet. Okay, so next one in Cambria. So it looks like we have about 4 of them that came up in the past week. So here's one that is listed for $1,875,000. And this home is a very interesting one. I've actually seen this one before renovations. So looking through the pictures, it's really quite interesting to see that they've completely renovated this home. It used to be basically a time capsule, and it looks like it's gone in and they've put in a lot of modern updates. There's only 9 pictures here. And this property is right in downtown. So you actually get 2 homes with 2 separate residential water meters. And there's a smaller home in the front of the property, and then the bigger home here, which is being displayed, is in the back of the property. And so you've got a lot of options here. Maybe you live in one, rent out the other, or, maybe you have a spot for guests, but your lot size is over 40,000 square feet. And you can see that you're right there on the main drag in between West and East Village. So you can just come right off your property and walk downtown. So that's really, really convenient location. And there's also some trails and things like that around. But yeah, 2 homes, and this one is listed for $1,875,000. And so that's what you get there. And then let's move on down the line here. So here's one that's listed under $700,000. And this property is actually, I've seen this one on the market before. It's a really cool place. You've got this really nice kind of A-frame-ish style here. And you're in the Cambria Pines. And you got some nice tree views and things like that. But you also have this, let me see if I can get to it. So you have this main living space. And then you have this section up down below. This is when you first walk in, this down below. And then you have another section up top here. So there's this bedroom up here as well. So this is a very unique property, under $700,000 in Cambria, and that one is relisted. So maybe you saw it listed before, earlier in the year, and you thought, hey, that's a cool place. Well, now it's available for you to see again. So you can see that's that extra bedroom there. Either way, under $700,000 in Cambria. And then if we pop down here, let's take a look at this property next. This one's $1,350,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and I'm losing all my tabs here. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, so this one's in Lodge Hill location, and if you're not familiar with those neighborhoods, I'll link my Cambria playlist so you can get familiar. But this one's $1,875 per square feet. You have 3 full bathrooms, and it says it's updated, timeless charm, hardwood floors, and so on. So this looks like a move-in ready, but it also includes a vacation rental license. So if a home already has a vacation rental license in Cambria, not necessarily something that you can transfer. So, it's not like that. But what it is you have a better chance of getting that vacation rental license because it already is approved. So you can go in and immediately get your license afterwards. And if you want more details about that, I can send that information to you. You can reach out and let me know, or comment below and I can send you a link. So this home is $1,350,000, very charming, and you've got the 3-bedroom, 3 full bath with that possibility of potential income for that vacation rental license. So some people, they have the opportunity to buy a second home, and then they want to fill in the income with, rental income. So that's really nice to be able to do. Okay, so that was Cambria. Those are the past 7 days. So we're going to move on down the line here. Let's check out Cayucos. So I see a couple in Cayucos here, it looks like. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. So looking at this map, you can see this is the numbered streets here, and then you have the pier right here, and so your downtown location is here. So this one's up at the top here at $2.6 million, and this one is actually a duplex. So great opportunity there for someone who wants to maybe live in one, rent the other, or rent both of these out. You've got some ocean views out the windows there, and some nice tall ceilings. And also, don't forget, it's a duplex, so you get 2. Rare opportunity for 2 units, income potential, or dream resident vacation home, so on and so on and so on. You've got your views. So you've got 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, and then the rear is a 2-bedroom unit with a bonus area for flex use. So $2.6 million, you get 2 houses in Cayucos. Okay, so that one is down there on the end, so you can, easily get to coastal access. 24th is, there's a beach right here, so you can easily come down. There's another coastal access here, and all along Pacific Avenue. So great location if you want to be able to get to the beach, and then of course you can get to downtown fairly easily as well. Now let's head over here and check out this one. This was coming soon last week, and this is an oceanfront property. This is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath home, and you can see it's in this little gated community. There's just a few homes in this little community here, but this one is appears to be one of the oceanfront properties. A cool garage with those circle windows, neat. You got an outdoor shower, and of course, where are those views? There we go. So you got this ocean front view. You can see some nice sunsets. Over 1,500 square feet. So one-of-a-kind oceanfront home, $3.1 million right there in Cayucos. Okay, so there were only 2 in Cayucos from the past week, and we're going to head on down to Morro Bay, which is where I'm located. It's been one of those days where one minute you look out the window and it's foggy, the next minute you look out the window, blue skies and sunshine. So you just never know. If you got your head down, the weather changes. Okay, so North Morro Bay, all these areas here by the beach, nothing new. Let's come on over here. So you can see the rock over here, and this is the Morro Heights neighborhood. So there's this one property that came up, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 1,700 square feet. And this one is listed for $1,049,000. You can see that it's got some nice parking, garage, and we did see this as a coming soon, I believe. But here it is. It's ready to tour now. So if you're not working with an agent, you think, hey, this one looks like something I would really like to see, let me know, and we'll schedule some time to chat and go tour. 4-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1 3/4, over 1,700 square feet, just over $1 million, right there in that Morro Heights neighborhood. So it's a 2005 custom-built home. So that's a good thing to note as well. And then heading over here towards the state park, there's another coming soon in the Morro Heights area. This is a very desirable location, Morro Heights. And this one is a 3-bedroom, 4-bath. So you got 3 full, 1/4, almost 2,400 square feet. And you're in the, as mentioned, Morro Heights neighborhood. I will link my Morro Bay playlist as well, so if you're not familiar with the neighborhoods. But it says you have 180-degree panoramic views of the ocean and the bay. So you've got some nice parking on that driveway. You got the garage. I see some deck action up there, so you can take in those views. Coming soon, November 11th, which is tomorrow. So, if you're watching this on Monday, November 10th, we can even talk now and schedule to take a look at that. This is looking like a pretty nice move-in ready property as soon as we get to those. But you can see those views. That's where it's at, right? Okay, so this has got kind of a vintage feel to it, so that's fun. Tall ceilings, big windows, and the sun, I can tell you from experience, when that sun comes in, it's warm. So if it's like a cool, windy Morro Bay day and you're in there just sort of soaking in the sun, so it's the way to live. 1.8 million, and it looks like, again, you got those tall ceilings, you got a bit of a vintage feel here, so very classic, and views from the kitchen as well. I mean, those windows are perfect to take in all these lovely views. Nice. So that will be one that we'll check out hopefully on the tours this week, and I'll share a little bit more information on that. But it's it says blending elements of mid-century modern architecture with refined Japanese-inspired design. So you have a rare work of art, and then of course those views and that location. So you can see when you're here, you can access to the state park, you're close to the water. Of course, downtown is here, Morro Bay Boulevard, and then the Embarcadero. So it's a really great location. Plus, you're propped up to get those views. Okay, so let's back out of Morro Bay a little bit and see if we got anything else here. Let's see anything else. Let's go to Los Osos. Okay, so I see 2 in Los Osos. One for $822 and one for just under $2 million. Both of these are coming soon, November 28th. So we'll see these again in our next week's update because today's the 10th. So we got a couple weeks on these 2. So first one for $822, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And typically when they're coming soon, they don't have a lot of pictures. This one's got 2 pictures, but you're gonna have some information, 3.2. And then it's in the desired neighborhood of Morro Palisades in Los Osos. And it's close to schools, restaurants, sea pines, golf course, trails, shopping, and so on. It does mention that it has RV parking. So that's 8/22, November 28th. And then for the other one, this one's up a little bit here. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 2,500 square feet. And I didn't actually see where that opened up. They're opening up in these random order for some reason. Just under 2 million. This one's November 28th as well. You get some great views out the, I'm not sure where we're located here with these pictures, but it looks like maybe the deck or something like that. You've got rock views. You can see Morro Bay. You got a hot tub and some great mountain views. So you got a few pictures to get a little tease on that one. So if you've been looking for a 4-bedroom in Los Osos, here's a great one to check out. You get Morro Rock, Hollister Peak views, and a 3-car garage. Cool. So we'll be seeing that one again for sure. And that's it for Los Osos. So just the 2 coming soons. And, you know, hey, November 10th, things are going to be a little slower. But look at this. There's some action down south, right? Let's start here in Pismo Beach. So this is a coming soon for tomorrow. And it looks like it's in that Shell Beach area. 4,349,000. And that is coming soon tomorrow. It's got one picture. We saw this one last week, actually, but it does mention it has sweeping ocean views, and it's a masterfully created mid-century revival home in Sunset Palisades of Shell Beach. So that one's coming up tomorrow, so we'll probably be able to see more photos on that one, or we can go see it in person too. And then let's move on down the line here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Here's one that shows 2,990,000. I see some ocean views there. And this one, 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, over 2,000 square feet. Low maintenance landscaping. And look at that, ocean front. Clean, ready to go. Nice views out of these windows. You've got the wind blocking, you know, the partitions here that block the wind, but you can still see the beautiful glistening ocean. Under $3 million. And it says thoughtfully redesigned with an emphasis on natural light, clean architectural lines, and seamless indoor-outdoor flow. Love it. All right, so that is under $3 million there. And we go down this way a little bit. We can see there's a couple more in this neighborhood here. So you've got all these different parks and Dinosaur Caves Park. And so this one is coming soon. This is 1,549,999. And that is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,500 square feet. And this one will be available on the 20th. So we're going to keep seeing that one. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, under 1,500 square feet home. And then up the road, you see another one here, 2-bedroom, 5-bathroom, and it's $3 million. This is a mixed use property. So let's take a dive in here and see what we got going on. Heart of Shell Beach, 1,800 square feet, full of charm and character. And so let's see. It's a chapel. The chapel, let's see, the Pearl Chapel. As you walk in, you'll find 2 beautiful restrooms on each side, a foyer that leads to the sanctuary. To the left of the stage is a room with a fridge, cabinet. So this is mixed use. You've got a chapel, and then it looks like there, it says it's an original schoolhouse from 1850 that was remodeled and converted into a home. Separate APN number, utilities, and address. It has 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. It also has hardwood floors, open floor plan, So what an interesting property for $3 million. And you've got the chapel and then the house. Let's take a look at the inside pictures as well. Wow, very cool. So is anybody in the market for something like this? $3 million and you get the home as well. Very cool. Okay, so that's that on the Pismo Beach, Shell Beach area, and then beyond. Then we'll go to this section now. So let's look up here on the mountain here. This is a Royal Grande, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,860 for square feet, listed for $1,250,000. Hey, nice views up there. Move-in ready. Nice tall ceilings. Nice natural light coming in. and very cozy. I'm getting a cozy vibe for this one for sure. Definitely some nice views out the windows. I'm trying to get past all this to see more of the views. And oh yeah, look at that. So you've got a nice deck space out here and beautiful views. Looks like this must be some steps down. Let's take a look at the details here. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1860 of living space, 2-car garage, own solar, and serene ocean view backdrop. Ocean view backdrop. Very nice. 1,250,000. All right. So now we're going to come on down here. This one is an Arroyo Grande as well. This one's just under 1.9 million. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 3,650 square feet, low maintenance landscape, and it looks like it's got some interesting fountain here. That's really cool. Nice parking, multiple garages, and beautiful. Some nice views as well. So this is the highly desirable Rancho Grande neighborhood, and 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath on an expansive 20,000 square foot lot. So you've got views and space and hello windows. So you've got some nice ocean views as well. And that one is listed just under 1.9, definitely move-in ready. Love the windows. And then if we go on over here, I'm just going to kind of hit this side of the 101. And this one's under 1.7, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,660 for square feet on that one. I see multiple garages again. This is in Arroyo Grande, 3-bedroom, 2 full and 1 half-bath, 2,660. Okay, so you got single level, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath, Mediterranean style home. And you've got multiple garages, some nice patio space, tall ceilings, move-in ready, and some views. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so then if we go back up here, I'm going to make sure that I cover everything. We already saw that one. Here's another 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1873 for square feet. This one's 1,350,000. And this property is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath. You've got what looks like a 2-car garage, move-in ready, and it's got some nice space ready for some of your touches, 1,350,000. And it is another single-story home in the sought-after Creekstone at the Village neighborhood. So you've got a short walk to restaurants, shops, and entertainment in the Village of Arroyo Grande. So that is definitely a bonus there. You're right near the Village. You can see this location. You can just pop right over. So if you've ever been to Arroyo Grande, the Village area, really nice shops and restaurants and coffee and all that good stuff. And actually, I used to go there a lot for some of my pets. There is a ophthalmologist for pets, so a vet ophthalmologist. So that's one thing, and it's right next to the Village. So that's an interesting spot, you know, when you take in your pet to go get their eyes checked, and then you can walk down to the Village while you're waiting. Anyway, that was just a side note. I actually never even realized that there was such a thing until one of my dogs had some pretty severe eye issues. Okay, so now let's go on the other side of 101 and let's see what this 495. Okay, so manufactured on land. This is in Grover Beach, and it's a 2-bedroom, 2 full bath, just under 1,300 square feet, and it looks like you got some great parking. There is a carport there, which is nice. Move-in ready, manufactured home on land. You have a spacious lot, and it's owned land. And so that's really nice. You know, when you're buying a manufactured home, there are different ways that you can buy it. Some parks you just, you know, rent the space and you own the mobile or manufactured home on top of that, or you can own the land, which is this case here, and that's under 500,000. So you get this real nice under 1,300 square foot home, ready to move in, and it's under 500,000, which is really great here on the Central Coast. So let's head on down. You can see here is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,900 square foot home. And this one's 1.1. So really good comparison there. You got 2-bedroom, 2-bath on this one. So maybe not the greatest comparison, but you know, you can see, let's go see if we can find a 2-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 3-bedroom. No comparisons for us right now. But let's take a look at this 1.1 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Arroyo Grande. Is this Arroyo Grande? Yes. You got a nice sunny yellow home here with a deck off the front there, a little hangout spot where you can look at the ocean, some nice views. And it's under 1,900 square feet, ocean view home on a hill, beautiful, charming, overlooking the coastline and city in a highly desirable community of Arroyo Grande. So this one's 1.1, so that's 3 bedrooms. And then we have, let's see, there's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Let's take a closer look at this one. This one is just over 1,200 square feet. It's under 850,000 and it looks like you get a bit of some space. 0.86 acre parcel, so approximately, just over 37,000 square feet. And it says it has potential for redevelopment or subdivisions. It looks like you're in a little neighborhood here with other homes, but you have this nice big lot. So some opportunity here with this one, just under 850. And you're getting some land with this one as well. I'm just kind of cutting through the pictures here. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, single-level home, attached 2-car garage, carport, detached 2-car garage workshop. And according to talks with the city, the parcel may be eligible for subdivision with potential for allowing for a single-family residence, an accessory ADU, and or a junior ADU. So you got some options here for this one, and it's under 850. So if you've been kind of wondering about maybe you want to build or you want to do the subdivision thing, here's a great one to check out in Arroyo Grande. Okay, so did we hit the, yeah, we got that one, we got that one. So let's take a look at this 1,175,000 this is coming soon. So you got about a week on this one, and I did not see where that opened up. Here it is. Okay, so this is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 2 full, 1 3/4, and 1 half bath, over 33, almost 3,400 square feet. You got what looks like a 2-car garage, and I do believe, yeah, this one definitely looks like a move-in ready. It's coming soon, November 18th, and it's 2 homes in 1. So you've got, you're on a peaceful cul-de-sac in beautiful Arroyo Grande, freshly painted, 2 complete homes in 1. So you've got a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and then you've got, let's see, where's the ADU? 2-car garage, and then a 2-story guest house. Ah, yes, I remember this one. So this must have been coming soon last week as well. And so November 18th, it's going to be available to take a look. Yep, I remember the sunroom, and that's 1,175,000. Cool. And then here's one under 800, and I see duplex. Duplex alert. 4-bedroom, 2 full baths, 1,620 on the square feet. So same great opportunity, great new price. A solid duplex investment in Grover Beach, offering income, long-term potential, 2-bedroom, 1 bath for each unit. So this one is a great rental opportunity, or again, you can do that house hack thing where you purchase the property, you live in one side and you rent out the other. And then, maybe in the future you rent out both and you go find your new home. Nice little yard area too. So under 800,000, that's a great deal for you there. 800,000 to check out. And then here's one in Oceano, under 600,000. Let's take a look at this guy. 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, under 1,000 square feet. $575 on the price. You got tile floor, and there is some carpet in there as well. And it's a single-story 3-bedroom home in Oceano. And it says walk to beach, restaurants, grocery stores, recent updates. Got new windows, remodeled bathroom, fresh roof, fresh paint. And the property features an attached single-car garage, fireplace, and spacious backyard. Buyer to check for potential ADU. So maybe there's some potential on this one. And 8 pictures there, $575. Some good little investment properties here, or starter homes. Or maybe, for a property that's under 1,000 square feet, it could be, maybe it's your first home, it could be your downsizing, it could be your second home, because that one in particular, if you take a look at the location, is pretty close to the Pacific Dunes Ranch campground, and then of course the ocean here, right? You are on the other side of one, but great location for you for under 600,000 in Oceano. Okay. So let's back out of this whole thing and just take a look and see, we had 24 new listings. in the past week, and I think we've gone over pretty much every one of them. Now let's take a look at those price changes. So let's see what has been reduced in the past week. All right, so price changes. So you can see that there were 28 price changes in the last 7 days from today, November 10th, 2025. We're looking at the whole coast here. I'm not looking at San Luis Obispo or anything like that. And, you know, if you're watching this and you want to see San Luis Obispo, I'd love to hear from you just to see what people want, because I do this for you, the people. So if there's any suggestions or comments or anything like that, don't hesitate to leave those, and I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so 28 in the past 7 days. And we're going to just kind of go over these quickly and just so you can get an idea of what kind of price changes we're talking about. Well, this one's just under $4 million, and it's a mixed-use property. And so this is a very special property here. 6 bedrooms, 7 bath. And if we take a look at this property, this is a one-of-a-kind, 3 acres. You're on the coast of Cambria, and you've got a restaurant space, private residence, an outbuilding, and you're in that prime location right in Cambria. Beautiful picture. And so this one was decreased. If you can see, it used to be 5.5 million, and it's been decreased by 1,600,000. That is quite the decrease, but when we're looking at a property of this size, and of course this sort of mixed use property here with this much land, definitely not totally unheard of. But hey, you know, if anybody was looking under 4 million, it's now there in your search criteria. So restaurant, private residence, ocean views, something about a 687 square foot outbuilding. And so that one's now 3.9. I did say we're going to do this quickly, so I want to make sure that I don't hang out too long on each one of these properties. But okay, so here's 2 more that had a price decrease in the past 7 days. So this one is 1,175,000. And the decrease on this was 20 grand. So it used to be closer to 1.2, and it is a licensed vacation rental. You can see it's been on the market for quite a while now, but it is beautifully done, very nice, ready to go, and it's a licensed vacation rental. So it's another one of those situations like I was talking about. Maybe you want a second home and you can afford to buy something like this, but you also want to get a little income to help you pay for the taxes and insurance and all the things. So 1,175,000 on this one now. So that one had a decrease there, and it's been on for quite a bit now. And then there's this one, under $1 million. So this is a 3 bedroom, 3 bath. This one is 4 parcel numbers totaling 7 lots, so you get a little bit of space. And it says you have forest views from the back deck, front and back deck with access from living, and you've got street to street, you've got nature, 3 minutes from the beach, vaulted ceilings. Anyway, it was decreased by $30,000. And so this one is another one of those ready to go, ready to move in. And this one has been on the market for 191 days. So 30,000 decreased to 965. And so, you know, when you see something that's been sitting for a little bit and the price is decreased, you know, it's possible you won't have any competition, and that's kind of a nice place to be when you're purchasing a home. All right, let's go check out Cayucos, see what kind of price reductions we have. Looks like there's a few more here. And there's one, $3,721,000, and this property was reduced by $229,000. So it was closer to 4 million. Now it's 3,721,000, and well, hello, it's got some nice views up there for sure. You're not oceanfront, but you are propped up on the hill, and it almost looks like there's nobody below you because you're up there so high, and you got this big expansive grass area. You can see Morro Bay. You can see everything up there, huh? So 229 decrease on that one. And then let's go take a look in this neighborhood here. Here's one that's, okay, this is a duplex. We've got a lot of duplexes today. This one was reduced by $150,000. And this is an oceanfront duplex. It's a licensed vacation rental. And so look at that right there on the beach there in Cayucos, $3,650,000 on that one. And then if we go on the other side of one, I see this one for $825 is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And that one is $50,000 price reduction, so it's $825 now. A cute little bungalow here. Even got a little carport, it looks like. There's a deck there with the wind block, and you can see the ocean. So you got 2-bedroom, 2 full bath. Very nice, just over 1,000 square feet. So that one's there, reduced by $50,000, and then there was. So that's the one I just looked at. Then there's one under $800,000. This one I've been seeing for a while. I've not had a chance to see inside yet. If you want to tour this, you're like, under $800,000 in Cayucos? Let's take a look. Reduced recently by $15,450. We're now under, it looks like $800,000, and I shouldn't say we because this is not my listing. I should say this property is now under $800,000. And, you know, the pictures are coming off a little blurry there, but if we look at it in person, we can see it clear, and it is in a pretty decent location. You can see here's Old Creek Road, and it's on a corner, and so there's a crosswalk right here, so you can get to coastal access really quickly. So that one there in Cayucos, and then let's see, this one as well. So this one's almost 3, and it was reduced by almost $50,000. So this property is 3.2 and it's almost 2,200 square feet. That's a lot of almost, but you do have some views from up top there. Look at all that ocean view from your living space. And you know, you can even see Morro Rock and Morro Bay. That was reduced by almost 50,000. So even there in Cayucos, you see a few of these that are reduced. End of the year specials, right? Okay, so let's head into Morro Bay and see what got reduced this past week. Here is a property, is now under $2 million. And I haven't seen inside this one yet either, but I definitely want to see. So $50,000 decrease. Definitely a very nice move-in ready property, it looks like, right? You've got the landscaping done. You've got the inside, the outside ready to go, move in, some great windows, gas fireplace, open kitchen. You get 3 full bath and then a half bath as well. So there's 4 total. And it has been reduced from for $50,000 on that one. So that one is located in North Morro Bay. You can see right near Del Mar Park, if you're familiar with that. And then down the line here is another one that got reduced. So this one's $1,195,000, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. And this property has some pretty great views as well. So you've got the 2 single-car garages, probably a 2-car garage. I have seen this one. It's got some great views. And then you've got sort of a living, dining, and the kitchens around the other side here open up to this nice deck here that looks out to, you can see Morro Rock and the ocean and all that. And this one was reduced by $104,000. So that's quite the nice reduction there. And we're going to head on down here. Here's one in the Morro Heights neighborhood again. So we did see there's one coming up soon, but here's one that's been for sale 82 days on this one now. And this one's a pretty big one. It's almost 3,000 square feet. You've got 4 bedrooms, 2 full and 1 half bath. You've got iconic views and move-in ready, right? Tall ceilings and a fully renovated home with views, reduced by $45,000. Okay, let's just go on down to Los Osos and see what kind of reductions we have there on this November 10th, 2025. Okay, so this one in Los Osos, this is kind of a mixed deal as well. So you have a living space up top, and then down here was like an office rental. But it's mixed use, but you know, there's options here that you could probably do and something to really look into. But you got 2-bedroom residence up at the top, and you're really close to all the action, Los Osos action, that is. So you're in that Baywood Park neighborhood, and all you have to do is walk down the street, and you know, there's the shops, the farmers market, the coastal access. So it's actually a really sweet location. and it was reduced by $25,000. So the new price is $725,000. And you can see that it's nicely staged here to give you an idea, but you've got an open kitchen and living space there to the dining. And then it does have 2 bedrooms. I think one of the bedroom is kind of opened up, but maybe there's some changes you can make there. And definitely a little time capsule. And so that one was reduced 25 grand. And then for the other one, let's take a look over here. This one's $1,256,000. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 2,000 square feet on this one. It looks like it's a single level home. You got a garage, low maintenance front yard, and it was reduced by $39,000. So you got 4 bedrooms on that one, and definitely looks like it could be move-in ready. And you know, if you've been needing 4 bedrooms, maybe 3 bedroom and an office, or 2 offices, or, you know, whatever combination your life requires. Here's a good one for you that's 27 days on market, and it's already been reduced $39,000. So a good indication of the status there. And so that one is the other one there in Los. So it looks like there's just 2 reduced, and there is an open house tomorrow. So if I go take a look at that, I'll be sure to create a short and tell you all the details, because that's kind of the new thing I've been doing for any tours that I do. I try to do a short on YouTube and share that information with you. And then I think that's going to do it for price changes. If we go down here and take a look, there are a couple as well down here. So there was one in Arroyo Grande and one in Arroyo Grande. So this one here, 2.4, 2,448,000 to be exact. Oh, okay. So this decrease might have been a bit of a mistake. I'm like 22 million. Hello. So that might have just been a typo. So the decrease on that one, we can take that off our list. But hey, nice property. This is a, let's see, downtown, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, single-level estate, and 6 private acres, sweeping views of Edna Valley wine country. So that one's 2,448,000. And then let's just take the other one while we're here. Why not? 2.3 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This one was reduced by not 22 million, but 200,000. So it's a 2.3, and it looks like you got some land situated in picturesque Arroyo Grande, 12.63 acre on that one. And then finally, I just saw this one pop up. Okay, so this is a condo. We've mentioned this one in the past updates, and it looks like they reduced the price, so they dropped it by $25,000. And this is one of those 1-bedroom, 1-bath, luxury condominium, and so basically ready to go, but it just got reduced $25,000. It's been on the market for 31 days. And I'm just going to zoom out and see. That's about it. So that'll do it for the price reductions. So what do you think? Are you going to wait till 2026 to buy a home, or are you thinking about trying to do it by the end of 2025? Either way, I'd love to work with you. So if you don't already have an agent that you're working with, please reach out. You can find all my contact information. We can text, email, call, meet in person, of course, and then we can even do a video call if you're not in the area. So you can find all that information, description below. You can find it in the comments, usually pinned. And then I also have some of that information on the screen somewhere. So I'm really excited to work with you. And again, it's whether you're looking to move now or even later. You know, these things take time, and I'm here for you for the entire process. So I can't wait to talk to you and hopefully answer some of your burning questions. And until then, make sure you're subscribed, because we do this every week. See you on the next one.